Pandit Sadanand Naimpalli is one of the most outstanding tabla and PAKHAWAJ maestros of the day. He is a metallurgical engineer by training, but a musician by choice. Sadanand ji was initiated into the art of tabla playing by legendary guru and tabla PAKHAWAJ maestro Pandit TARANATH ji of Farrukhabad Gharana. After an extensive talim extending to 6 years, he won the President's Award for standing first at the All India Radio Music Competition in 1963. The same year, he was also adjudged the most accomplished young tabla player at the Inter-University Youth Festival and was invited by the Ministry of Education of the Government of India to join a students' cultural delegation to Europe and the Middle East. Sadanand ji completed his scholastic education, securing a bachelor's degree in metallurgical engineering with a first-class distinction from Pune University. Sadanand ji today is a top-grade tabla player of Akashvani and Doordarshan and has participated with distinction in several national programs and Sangeet Sammelans, as also in various prestigious music festivals both in India and abroad. Besides being an ace soloist, Sadanand ji has accompanied a galaxy of leading vocalists and instrumentalists of the land, a list that would read like a musical who's who. Titles such as Layanand, Tal Martand, Swara Sadhana Ratna, awarded by some elite music institutions, sit very lightly on his broad shoulders. Today, Sadanand ji is as much sought after for his thought-provoking and educational workshops and lecture demonstrations on tabla as he is for his profound and monumental tabla solos in diverse tals. Sadanand ji, like his Guruji, has cultivated the ability to create new compositions and tals and demonstrate them ably in the course of his solo recitals. He has also participated and conducted Tal Vadya Kacheri concerts involving leading percussionists of the Carnatic and Hindustani streams and Western drummers. He has entitled his concept of the previously quoted concert composition as Laya Tal Samvad, in which, besides the classical percussion instruments, he incorporates folk instruments like dholak, dholki, ghumat and samil. Sadanand ji has been active as a tutor, having taught hundreds of aspiring tabla players, many of whom are performing creditably and also, in turn, teaching youngsters. He feels that this is the best way he can repay the debt of gratitude that he owes to his revered Guruji and the art that has given him so much satisfaction and recognition. Sadanand ji has written a book on tabla entitled Theory and Practice of Tabla. Ustad Zakir Hussain has written the foreword for the book. It was published in January 2005 and is on the verge of a fifth reprint. Indeed, a bestseller, one could say, in its genre. On 21st February 2009, another book entitled Tabla for Advanced Students, authored by Sadanand ji, was released amidst an elite gathering consisting of respected musicians like Ustad Abdul Halim Jafar Khan, Srimati Sushila Rani Patel, Pandit Arvind Parekh, Pandit Anando Chatterjee, and others. The foreword for this book has been written by Pandit Shivkumar Sharma, the noted santoor wizard and musician par excellence. Sadanand ji retired from Films Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in the Government of India after 16 years of meritorious service as a percussionist in November 2006. He is an eminent member of the expert panel constituted by the Indian Council of Cultural Relations in New Delhi. He is on the committee of jurists of Akashvani for the upgradation of artists from A grade to top grade. He is also associated as a judge with the Akhil Bharatiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya for their Sangeet Acharya exams. In January 2010, Sadanand ji was conferred an award by the Music Forum in Mumbai for his performance, research work and contribution to tabla.
Actually, in the beginning, you referred to a term legend.
Yeah.
But I think I'm the wrong person to be addressed as a legend. It should be my guru, Pandit Taranath.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah.
He was a true legend.
Correct.
The number of students that he has trained,
Correct.
just like his children.
Family.
Yeah, children. And that is really incredible, you know. And even Abdul Halim Jafar Khan, whenever he used to refer to him, he used to say, Dunya mein sabse best guru.
Uh-huh.
He had that kind of a reputation for training the students like that.
Yeah.
And then once when Mohan Balwalli and myself, we were a team, Jugalbandi team. When we played at a concert in celebration of Pandit Ravi Shankar's 37th birthday, he was so impressed He said, ऐसा मैंने किसी को ट्रेनिंग दिया हुआ देखा नहीं आपने.
अच्छा अच्छा.
Then Guruji had to remind him, मेरे भांजे भी ऐसे बजाते थे, पंडित रवि बेल्लारे and शशि बेल्लारी. हाँ हाँ, वो उनका तो मालूम है, because शशि used to play with रविशंकर.
Correct.
उनका तो मालूम है, लेकिन इतने छोटे बच्चे अभी, we were barely 11 years old that time.
Right.
So इतने छोटे बच्चे आपने इतना ट्रेन किया है, लयकारी और हाथ इतना तैयार है. And he said there is one more person, उनका नाम है ज्ञान प्रकाश घोष. उन्होंने भी ऐसे ही काफ़ी शिष्य तैयार किए हैं. Tabla took my
Major.
yes fancy, and then it was only tabla.
अच्छा अच्छा.
Later on in life, I learnt Pakhavaj from my guru, Pandit Taranath ji.
अच्छा अच्छा. Okay. You must have traveled extensively, like foreign countries and all. Which are the foreign countries you have traveled? And
As I told you right in the beginning, my first travel abroad was, first we traveled to Beirut, that is
Beirut,
capital of
okay.
Lebanon.
Okay.
From there we flew to Rome, and then from Rome we started the European leg. You know, Paris, then Amsterdam, London,
Okay.
then Bonn, Berlin, Switzerland.
So that was a trip for how long?
It was for a little over 2 months. So that is when my Guruji told me, you start teaching. So when I started teaching, I could, you know, as I taught, I could recollect the way I taught and teach the same way.
Okay.
Then what I did was, I thought I must write these things down.
Right.
And when I started writing, it developed into a big pile of sheets. Then I thought, why not, you know, write a book in which you can. That's my first book. That is the theory and practice of tabla.
That was the first book.
Yeah, and that was in 2006.
Okay.
2006, and then it became so popular that within about 4 years, Popular Prakashan had to print 6 editions.
Okay. Oh, very good.
That was a sort of bestseller in this genre.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
this.
thank you.
Yeah.
I should write a book for more advanced students.
Okay.
A lot of things that Guruji had taught us, and then came the second book in 2009,
Okay.
and that is entitled Tabla for Advanced Students.
Okay.
I was more engaged in teaching
Okay.
and also performing. But then 2 years ago, I thought I should write a book on a specialized topic.
Okay.
And in tabla, we have what are called guts. Guts are special compositions,
Okay.
and they have a certain characteristic. They are based on natural phenomena, or like sounds of different instruments, or based on animals,
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
So I thought I should write a book on that, and I set about doing it. But then as I was writing, it took more time, because maybe I couldn't devote more time.
Something unique.
Yeah. So then now it is ready, and it will be released on 20th November.
Okay, this year.
Yeah, we'll have a function on 20th November, which is my 75th birthday.
Oh, 20th November is this.
Yeah. So on that day, we will have that book release function of that book. And that book I have made 2 versions. One is English and the other is Hindi. There are photographs.
Photographs are there.
For the first book, the foreword was written by Ustad Zakir Hussain.
Okay.
And for the second book, the foreword by Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma.
Okay.
And now for this book, the foreword is written by Pandit Swapan Chowdhury.
Okay.
So they are all top class musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, fortunately for me, I was good in studies.
Correct.
And once I listened to the teacher teaching a topic, I didn't have to come home and then do this and do that.
Yeah.
Remained in my mind. So after my tabla class, when I used to return home, there was hardly study work from me, only executing whatever homeworks were given.
Correct.
So that being the case, my performances in school were very good,
Very good.
and I used to maintain the first rank in the class.
Okay.
So my parents had no complaints. They would have if I had not done well in school.
You have finally done your metallurgy engineering. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That is from Pune University?
Pune, yes.
Okay.
College of Engineering, Pune.
Pune University. Do you regret for not going for an engineering field to go with?
I regret for going for the engineering field.
Okay.
I wouldn't have lost 20 odd years.
Yeah, correct.
But having done engineering, I tried to pursue it to the best of my ability.
Correct.
But I was not cut out for that line. I had an artist's makeup,
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And what about your family? How big is your family as such? Means at home and
Yeah.
if she will be able to tell.
My immediate family at home is my wife Aruna,
Correct.
who's been a great support to me.
Okay.
You know, when I started tabla, you won't believe my earnings was zero.
Achha.
You know, one day I was earning in thousands
Okay.
as a businessman in foundry,
Correct.
and once I gave up everything, next day my income was zero,
Achha.
and I had to start from that level.
Okay.
At that point of time, she supported me.
Exactly.
She used to work as a research assistant in Johnson and Johnson.
Okay.
She is a qualified biochemist. She has done her MSc in biochemistry.
Proceeded beyond that, but I knew that he was already on the journey, so I said, so I think it's I who should step back, and me stepping back would also help, in the family. That was the main issue. So I went in for voluntary retirement. Give me that.
I remember your sister Bharati was a great dancer, but she used she was just to means in good old days.
She was one of the best students of Parvati Kumar.
Correct.
Yeah. That same thing happened, apart from encouraging, my parents were not in a position to canvass for programs for her, and but that is why she also gradually lost interest, and but even to this day, lot of people remember.
Yeah.
So my elder son Samir, he is into music now full time. He is a specialist in the genre of music, that is ghazals, bhajans and all that. But he is taking training in classical music from Ajivasan, that is Suresh Wadkar's school. And he is doing well in that too. And he is also learning Carnatic music side by side from an institute founded by Shankar Mahadevan.
Okay.
So that is an online course, and there too he is doing well. And my daughter, she is not an active musician, but she is interested in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
She also plays.
No, she is not an active musician. But what we need some what they call kanseins.
Kanseins, correct.
So everybody can't be a tansen.
Correct. That is no force actually.
Yeah. But I would endorse my plea to parents.
Correct. That is
to let students decide what they want.
Exactly.
If somebody is good in music, let him go in for it. Because today, those old days are not there,
Correct.
If a musician, if he qualifies as a good musician, he will find, support from so many quarters.
Correct.
He'll be able to.
10 to 5 working hours, that has gone now. Only now everything who concentrates, she means like
yes,
that.
He'll be able to do very well
right.
as a musician.
Yeah, correct.
So I want parents to think in terms of allowing children to take up the profession they want.
Correct.
And leave the rest to fate.
Exactly, you're right. Absolutely. Great. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks a
welcome.
ton. Thanks
Yeah.
a ton. Thank you.
तथा तकथा तकिटथा तकधिनथा ततकधिनथा तकतकधिनथा तकिटतकधिनथा तकधिनतकधिनथा ततकधिनतकधिनथा धा तक 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 धा तक 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 धा तक 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 धा तक 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 धा तक तक धा तक धा 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 next composition is of my Guru Bandhu Pandit Shashi Bellare. This is a Panchai Chakradhar. That means a Chakradhar normally is played thrice. This is played 5 times. And every time you play 5 times dha. So total there are 25 dhas. 5 times you play 5 dhas, 25 dhas. It is a Bedam Chakradhar and it is Farmaishi. That means when you play it, the first time the first dha comes on some, second time the second dha comes on some, third time third, fourth time fourth, and fifth time fifth dha. Next is a Kamali Farmaish Chakradhar. Now it is Kamali because when you play it the first time in the Chakradhar, the first dha always, all the 3 times it comes to sum. The second time when you play, always the second dha will come to sum. And third time when you play, always the third dha will come to sum. पंच गणपति पंच पांडव नट नारायण नट नरेहर पुष्प चंदन मुकुट जग जग दलित धग नगे तनित दा कृत तंत्र मंत्र जपति गणपति भणित धड़कड़ भणित दा गतिनाथ अपरंपार गतिनित देख नित नित धत दड़ा दड़ दड़त जम दड़ सगन धड़ धड़ तंग तड़ तड़ तगन नगतिट धगिन धगतिट धा दुर्ग दुर्गति नाशनी दल असुर दल 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 मिलित दल सुम्म सुम्मन काट मार पचार डार तनक मेर भुवन त्रिभुवन जयति जय जय जयति जय जयति जय सुर सकल निर्भय ज्ञान गावत ता धय 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 मृदंगन तंक जंगन दिट नग दिन प्रणाम गितक दिन दा गितक दिन दा गितक दिन धा ताल धय 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 मृदंगन तंक जंगन दिट नग दिन प्रणाम गितक दिन दा गितक दिन दा गितक दिन धा ताल धय 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 मृदंगन तंक जंगन दिट नग दिन प्रणाम गितक दिन दा गितक दिन धा गितक दिन धा तात दा गितक दा गितक दा गितक तात दा गितक दा
It will take me some time to get up.